So I had this thought yesterday, and I want to talk about the leading edge.
Yeah?
I want to know more about the leading edge. I understand that we're all on the leading edge. Are there more experiences on the leading edge than others? Like this, is this experience that here with you, is this more of a leading edge experience than like a day-to-day life experience? Does that make sense?
Any experience is as leading edge as you as an individual allow it to be.
That's what I want to
But
talk
sometimes
about.
when you come together with others who are also knowing that, there's an exponential thing that happens. In religious terminology, you say when two or more are gathered. Well, you don't need one other in order to have extraordinary experiences, but there is a compounding. So there is this vibration that is a vibration turning to a thought, turning to words and actions and behavior and things. In other words, there's this progression of it. So the more of you who are focused together, who are co-creating, and the more then things that you're creating that then others are witnessing, there can become a cycle of well-being that increases your expectation. And that's the factor that you're looking for. Expectation is one of our favorite states of being that Esther had found the word expectation for, because expectation includes desire and belief simultaneously. I have an active desire and an active belief, and when a desire and a belief are in the same place, there is power. So when a group of individuals come together collectively with desires and beliefs, then there's just more creation for more to witness and more upping of the expectation.
So leading edge is really about that expectation and
the leading edge is more about the bringing into focus the expectation, because you're creating this magnificent vibrational reality in what we've named the vortex. And so your inner being, can you imagine the expectation that your inner being holds for your realization of your vortex? So your inner being stands there knowing what you've created and fully expecting you to discover it, standing in this exhilarated state, knowing that you will discover it and eager for the timing of that discovery. That's what expectation is. And so get back to your original question and see if we got there for you.
So the leading edge is my leading edge, or it's the momentum.
Let's start at another place just for a moment. When you think of what you've lived, blah, 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 blah. When you think about what you are living, that's where all of your power is. But just for a moment, flirt with the notion of what the future is, because all that has been lived has pointed toward this vortex. So feel how rich and pregnant, how ripe with readiness this vibrational reality is. And then tend to your own feeling of expectation. Our friend earlier said something so important. He said, so much happening at once, almost hard to take it all in. Well, that's really what your work is. Your work is to ready yourself for the comprehension of all that is flowing in. As you increase your capacity to receive, then the momentum of thoughts turning to things becomes greater and greater. And that balance matters so much, because if you're up to speed with your vibrational reality and you are allowing yourself to receive it as it flows, then you just stay in that expectant, aware state of the magnificence of your life. That is the epitome of living happily ever after. If you get off a little bit, so that you've set some things in motion, and those things in motion are coming, and you're even witnessing some of them coming, but you're not ready for the velocity of them because you're still a little time crunched, you're still feeling more human than you are vibrational and non-physical, then sometimes you get a little out of whack, and then that velocity feels to you like overwhelmment. All you have to do is ask yourself, am I satisfied or overwhelmed? Am I satisfied or less than? Now, you're not satisfied and overwhelmed. You're satisfied, overwhelmed's way over here. But you're satisfied in a little knot, and satisfied in a little knot, and satisfied in a little knot. And if you don't tend to that, you can get overwhelmed. And all that means is that your desires are moving like this, and when you're moving with them, there will always be a gap. Deal with it. There will always be a gap between what you're asking for and your capacity to comprehend it and receive it. There will always be a gap. But when you're asking more than you're keeping up, and you're asking more than you're keeping up, and you're asking more than you're keeping up, then that feels like not enoughness. When you're asking and keeping up and 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 asking and keeping up, asking and keeping up and asking and keeping up and asking and keeping up and asking and keeping up, so you've got this momentum going, and then somebody tells you a sad story, and so you've got this kind of thing still going on, but then you get overwhelmed. So then you need a nap. You catch up.
Okay. Good. Thank you. Good. I do have one more question. It's one I've had for a long time.
We're out of time.
Okay, it's about being a teacher. So just a little backstory. When I was like 15, and I was really asking the universe like what I wanted to do with my life. It was like a holiday, and I look around, and literally every person in the room was a teacher. And I thought, man, if there was some crazy force, like I should be a teacher. And I laughed at that, because at that point, being a teacher was like being incarcerated, you know?
They're in the same jail with the other prisoners.
Pretty much, yeah. And then as I've gotten into your teachings, I've developed a different perspective on that. And I just kind of want to talk about that a little bit and what it means to be a good teacher, because I know it's about holding space for your students or whoever it is, but I want more than that. And also, like, you say we're all teachers. Does that mean all of humanity are teachers, or just this family of people are teachers?
Well, everyone who is physically focused is giving and receiving and teaching and learning. Life is the great teacher. Some of you come with a deliberate intention of understanding universal laws and observing outcomes, and then making the correlations so that you can make it more obvious for others how to become deliberate. Everyone is expanding. You don't need a teacher to expand, but there's such a difference between creation and deliberate creation. Deliberate creation is so much more delicious, and that really is what the greatest value of a teacher is. A teacher, like we're talking about, is that you can help people be more aware of their own power. Teaching isn't about conveying knowledge to someone. Teaching at its best is helping others to connect with who they are so that they can be the masters of their own experience. You're wanting to teach them how wonderful they are, and teach them how perfect the universe is, and teach them the laws of the universe, and teach them their potential is unlimited, and not teach them their subjects. Life will deliver their subjects to them. Life will help them carve out their desires. We don't want to teach anybody what they want. We just want to teach them the laws of the universe that help them to allow what they want.